Hi, I'm Ron Gloucester. This is my first online tutorial for drawing. Um, Thank you. I have a few things that I like to use when I'm drawing, and that's this little digital recorder. Um, there's a list. There's a couple books that I like to look at too. This is my favorite. This guy is Guptill, so we're going to be conferring with him quite a bit. Really great line quality, but his topic's a little morbid. His drawing. Alphabets and Ornaments, another great book. Beard, and then Noble Metals. I use that once in a while, but mostly Noble Metals. So the first thing I'd like to do, I'm a little nervous, this is my first. I'm Ron Gloucester. Let's go ahead and start. In Guptill he mentions line quality. There's several lines that you can draw. There's the straight line. You can see it takes a little patience. It's not as easy as it sounds. You really just want to try to let your arm focus on descending. That's a good start. Noble Metals. This book's great. We're going to do a horizon here. This is the horizon. Okay, so this is this is where the magma comes out. This is actually the magma chamber. And the magma will run into small villages in Thailand, and it moves very slow, kind of like our lines. If you want to think of that when you're doing lines, you want to think of magma. That's a good way. Spider, again, right quadrant. Teller. Very scared of spiders. There's a lot of them in here. I know this is a little off subject. But there's a particular kind that I see once in a while, and I'm trying to really make it sure it's... Yeah, they're howling wolf spiders, and they're kind of rare. So, after we've established the general composition, we have our horizon, we have our lines, and we have our magma. It's always good to insert a character. That's what I like to do at this point. You have skulls. This one's a little upset about its fate. Then you have normal heads. They just usually have more hair. Ears haven't deteriorated. Their nose is complete instead of a hole. He's a little more placid. He's a little more smirking. He's happier because he's not dead. So, you know, usually when people are, you know, styling it, they'll wear a tie. Sometimes I'll think, well, he, you know, could be thinking about magma. You know, it's, you know, use your head, use your imagination, you know. So that's what you do. You just kind of let it flow. There are 4 noble truths. I just read about the noble truths, but I'm not going to get into them. So the skull, he's a little more upset. So he's also dead. He's really not going to be thinking very much because the brain, you know, we all know. Excuse me. There's criminals in each stratification of line. And when I say criminals, I'm talking about line criminals. I know that sounds, and you might have heard of line criminals, but they're not as used as much. Guptill mentions them very succinctly, I think, in the chapter after lightning. But line criminals, essentially, you know, we have, you know, first offender, and then at the end of the spectrum we have recidivist. Now in between, again, you know, we had a guy that was happy thinking about a magma car. Tornado. Between first, I mean, use your imagination, first offender and recidivist, there could be, you know, anywhere in between. There could be, spider, you know. Second quadrant, A7, hidden. Let's not do spiders. So after you die, you're not thinking. What is in between first offender, recidivist? Death, life. What's the connection? Well, I have a few things that I like to draw. You know, so that's really your first. We'll just go ahead and call this lesson 1 of thought. I like that. Thought moved lines or sentences in ink. In ink or, you know, spy. We'll probably work a little more on adding depth. We'll start talking about values, line values in the next installment. Thank you. I'm Ron Gloucester, and thank you for your time.